I never thought my own mother would look at me with such disgust. The woman who raised me, who braided my hair every morning before school, who stayed up all night when I had the flu, she stood in our living room and called me a liar. My father wouldn't even meet my eyes. My younger sister Emma had tears streaming down her face, but not because she believed me, because she thought I'd betrayed them all because of one rumor, one lie that spread through our family like wildfire, burning everything I'd built in its path. My name is Mira. I'm 27 years old, and 3 days ago I had a family who loved me. Today I'm standing in an empty apartment, surrounded by hastily packed boxes, wondering how everything fell apart so quickly. Let me start at the beginning. My family has always been close. Too close, some might say. We live in the same neighborhood in Sacramento, my parents in the house I grew up in, my Aunt Linda 2 streets over, my Uncle Marcus just around the corner. Sunday dinners at Mom and Dad's house were mandatory. Everyone showed up. No exceptions. My cousins, my grandparents when they were still alive, even my brother Jake, who moved to Seattle, still flew home twice a month. We were the kind of family that finished each other's sentences, that knew everyone's coffee order, that kept spare keys to each other's houses and didn't bother knocking before walking in. I thought that closeness was beautiful. I thought it meant we always have each other's backs. I was wrong. It started 3 weeks ago at my cousin Bethany's engagement party. The backyard was decorated with string lights and paper lanterns. Everyone was laughing, drinking wine, celebrating. Bethany was glowing in her white dress, her fiancé Devin standing beside her like he won the lottery. I was genuinely happy for her. Bethany and I had been close since childhood. She was more like a sister than a cousin. I was standing by the dessert table when my Aunt Linda approached me. She had this strange look on her face, half concerned, half suspicious. "Mira, honey, can I talk to you for a second?" Of course. I grabbed a cupcake and followed her to a quiet corner of the yard. "I need to ask you something, and I need you to be honest with me." Her voice was low, almost a whisper. "Is it true?" My stomach dropped. I had no idea what she was talking about, but the way she was looking at me made my skin crawl. "Is it true?" "About you and Devin." The cupcake nearly fell from my hand. "What about me and Devin?" And Linda's eyes searched mine. "Someone told me that you and Devin have been seeing each other before he proposed to Bethany, that you two had an affair." The world tilted. I actually laughed because the accusation was so absurd. "What? No, that's insane." "Who told you that?" "I can't say." "Aunt Linda, that's completely false." "I barely know Devin. I've probably spoken to him 5 times total, always with Bethany present." "Someone is lying to you." She studied my face for a long moment. "You swear?" "I swear on everything. I would never do that to Bethany, or to anyone. That rumor is a complete lie." She nodded slowly, but I could see doubt lingering in her eyes. "Okay, I believe you. But Mira, you need to know other people are talking about it too." My hands went cold. "What do you mean, other people?" "I've heard it from 3 different family members today. They all say the same thing, that you and Devin were together for months, that Bethany doesn't know, that you're the reason Devin was so distant with her last spring." I felt sick. "Who's saying this?" "I don't know who started it, but it's spreading." I looked across the yard. My mother was talking to my Aunt Carol. My father was laughing with Uncle Marcus. Emma was taking selfies with Bethany. Everything looked normal, perfect. But somewhere in this crowd, someone had planted a bomb designed to destroy me. "I need to find out who's spreading this lie," I said. Aunt Linda grabbed my arm. "Be careful, Mira. People are already choosing sides." I didn't understand what she meant. Not then. I spent the rest of the party trying to act normal, but I felt eyes on me constantly. Conversations would stop when I approached. My cousin Ryan gave me a cold look when I tried to say hello. Even my own mother seemed distant when I hugged her goodbye. "Mom, is everything okay?" I asked. "Fine, sweetheart." But she pulled away quickly. Too quickly. The next morning, I woke up to 17 missed calls, 12 text messages, half of them from family members I hadn't heard from in months. I scrolled through them with growing horror. From my cousin Sarah, "How could you do this to Bethany?" From my uncle Marcus, "I'm disappointed in you, Mira. I thought you were better than this." From my brother Jake, "Call me. Now, we need to talk about what you did." I tried calling Jake back immediately. He answered on the first ring. "Tell me it's not true," he said. No hello. No warmth. "It's not true." "Jake, I swear to you I never then. Why is everyone saying it is?" "I don't know. Someone made it up. Someone is lying about me. Mira, I've heard it from 6 different people. Devon's best friend confirmed it. He said Devon told him months ago." My breath caught. Devon said that? Devon himself? According to Chris, yes. Then Chris is lying. Or Devon is lying. But, Jake, I promise you on everything we've ever been to each other, I never touched Devon. I never had any kind of relationship with him beyond basic family pleasantries. Silence. "Jake, I want to believe you," he said quietly. "But why would so many people lie?" "I don't know." My voice cracked. "But I'm going to find out." I called Bethany next. The phone rang 4 times before she picked up. "What do you want?" Her voice was ice. "Bethany, please, can we talk?" "Face to face. I have nothing to say to you. I didn't do what people are saying. I need you to believe me. You know me. You know I would never. I don't know you at all, apparently." She was crying. "How long, Mira? How long were you sleeping with my fiancé?" "Ever." "Not once." "Bethany, please." Devon admitted it. The world stopped. But last night, after the party, I confronted him. I asked him directly if the rumors were true. And he broke down. He told me everything. He said you two started seeing each other last March. That it was a mistake. That he tried to end it, but you kept pursuing him. That he chose me, but you wouldn't let him go. I couldn't breathe. He's lying. Bethany, he's lying to you." "Why would he lie?" "He called off the engagement. He admitted to cheating. He destroyed our future. Why would he do that if it wasn't true?" "I don't know, but I don't want to hear it. Don't call me again. Don't come near me. Don't come near my family. You're dead to me, Mira." She hung up. I sat on my couch in complete shock. Devon had confirmed the rumor. He'd admitted to something that never happened. He'd burned his own relationship to the ground and taken me down with him. Right? What possible reason could he have? My phone rang. "What?" Mom. Mira Elizabeth." Her voice was shaking with rage. "Get over here. Right now." "Mom, I can explain now." I drove to my parents' house with my hands trembling on the wheel. When I walked in, the entire family was there. My parents, my brother, my Aunt Linda, Uncle Marcus, Aunt Carol, even my grandmother sitting in her armchair with a look of profound disappointment on her weathered face. They'd staged an intervention. "Sit down," my father said. He'd never spoken to me in that tone before. Cold, commanding, like I was a stranger. I sat. My mother stood in front of me, arms crossed. "Devon told Bethany everything. He confirmed that you had an affair with him, that you pursued him for months, even after he tried to break it off. That's not don't." She held up a hand. Don't you dare lie to us again. We've heard it from multiple sources. Devon's best friend knew. His sister knew. Half the family has known for weeks and kept quiet out of respect for Bethany. But now it's out. Now Bethany's heart is broken. Her engagement is ruined. And you're the reason why. I didn't do anything, I said. My voice sounded small. Wait. Mom, Dad, I'm telling you the truth. I never had any kind of relationship with Devon. Someone made this up. Devon is lying about me. I don't know why, but he is. So everyone is lying? My father's voice was bitter. Devon is lying. His friends are lying. Multiple family members who heard about this weeks ago are all lying. But you, who has the most to lose, you're the only one telling the truth. Is that what you expect us to believe? Yes, I whispered. Because it's true. My brother Jake stood up. Mira, I've been defending you all morning. I called people and told them they were wrong about you. I told Bethany there must be some mistake. And then Devon showed her text messages. My blood turned to ice. But text messages between you and him. Dozens of them. Flirty messages. Plans to meet up. Messages about keeping it secret from Bethany. That's impossible. I never sent him any messages like that. I barely have his number. We saw them, Jake said. Bethany showed Mom and me. They are from your phone number, Mira. Your actual phone number. I felt dizzy. Someone faked them. Someone is setting me up. Oh, my mother demanded. How would someone fake dozens of text messages with your exact phone number going back months? Explain that to me. I couldn't. I had no explanation. I just knew I'd never sent those messages. This is insane, I said. You've known me my entire life. You know I would never do something like this. You know the kind of person I am. I thought I did. My mother's eyes were red. But people are capable of things we never expect, especially when they are keeping secrets. I'm not keeping secrets. Then explain the messages my father said. Explain why Devon would admit to something that cost him his engagement. Explain why multiple people knew about this before it went public. Explain all of it, Mira. Because right now, the only explanation that makes sense is that you did exactly what everyone says you did. I looked around the room, at faces I'd loved my entire life. My grandmother wouldn't look at me. Aunt Linda looked sad but convinced. Uncle Marcus looked disgusted. My brother looked conflicted but ultimately skeptical. No one believed me. I can't prove something that didn't happen, I said. But I'm begging you to trust me, to believe in me. I'm your daughter, your sister, your niece. You know me. We thought we did, my mother said softly. Now we're not so sure. The intervention lasted 2 more hours. They asked me questions, poked holes in my denials, demanded explanations I couldn't give. Every time I insisted on my innocence, they pointed to more evidence, more people who'd heard the rumors, more details that seemed to confirm the affair. By the end, I was in tears, desperate, begging them to believe me, but they didn't. Until you're ready to tell the truth and apologize to Bethany properly, my mother said, I think it's best if you keep your distance from the family. Mom, please, I need time, Mira. We all do. What you did to Bethany is unforgivable. Maybe someday we can move past this. But right now, I can't even look at you without feeling angry and disappointed. I looked at my father. He turned away. I looked at Jake. He shook his head. I left that house feeling like I'd been gutted, like someone had reached into my chest and torn out everything that mattered. Over the next week, the isolation intensified. Family members blocked me on social media. My cousin Sarah sent me a long message about how I destroyed Bethany's happiness and I should be ashamed. My uncle Marcus told me I wasn't welcome at family gatherings anymore. Emma, my own sister, changed her relationship status on Facebook to remove me as her sibling. I became a ghost, a pariah, the villain in a story I didn't even recognize. I tried everything to prove my innocence. I went to the police to ask about the text messages, but they said it wasn't a criminal matter unless I could prove someone had hacked my phone. I took my phone to 3 different tech specialists. None of them found evidence of hacking or spoofing, but they also said sophisticated spoofing wouldn't necessarily leave traces. I hired a private investigator. He was expensive, used up most of my savings, but I was desperate. I gave him everything I knew, all the names, all the timeline details. I asked him to find out who started the rumor and why. 2 weeks later, he called me with his findings. Miss Mira, I've done a complete investigation. I've interviewed several people involved, including Devon's friends and some family members willing to talk. I've reviewed phone records and social media activity. And I need to tell you something you're not going to like. What is it? I can't find any evidence of a conspiracy against you. Every piece of evidence points to the affair actually happening. Devon's confession is detailed and consistent. The text messages appear genuine. Multiple witnesses claim they saw you and Devon together on 3 separate occasions. Your timeline of events has gaps that could accommodate the alleged affair. From an objective standpoint, the evidence supports the claim. My heart sank, but I didn't do it. Then someone has orchestrated an incredibly sophisticated frame job. And I mean incredibly sophisticated. We're talking falsified text messages, false witness testimonies, and a detailed confession from Devon that matches all the other evidence. That level of coordination would require resources, planning, and motive that I haven't been able to identify. So you're saying I'm lying too. I'm saying I can't help you. I'm sorry. He sent me his final bill and closed the case. I was alone. I stopped going to work after my boss pulled me aside and said several clients had complained about me. Apparently, the rumor had spread beyond my family. People in our community knew. My reputation was destroyed. I stopped leaving my apartment, stopped answering my phone, stopped checking social media. I existed in a fog of depression and disbelief. How do you prove you didn't do something? How do you fight a lie when everyone believes it's the truth? 3 weeks after the intervention, I was lying on my couch staring at the ceiling when someone knocked on my door. I almost didn't answer, but something made me get up, made me look through the peephole. It was Emma, my sister. I opened the door. She looked terrible, dark circles under her eyes, pale, thin, like she hadn't slept in days. "Can I come in?" she asked. I stepped aside. We sat in my living room in silence for a full minute. Emma kept twisting her hands in her lap, opening her mouth like she wanted to speak, then closing it again. "And what's wrong?" I finally asked. She looked up at me with tears in her eyes. "I need to tell you something, and you're going to hate me for it." My chest tightened. "What is it?" "I'm the one who started the rumor. The world fell away. But I started the rumor about you and Devon. I made it up. All of it." She was sobbing now. "I'm so sorry, Mira. I'm so sorry." I couldn't speak, couldn't move. My own sister, my baby sister, who I'd protected her entire life, who I'd helped with homework, who I'd taught to drive, who I'd been there for through every breakup and every crisis. She'd destroyed me. The word came out broken. Emma covered her face with her hands. "Because I was jealous. Because everyone always liked you better. Because Mom and Dad were always so proud of you and I felt invisible. Because Bethany treated you like a sister and barely acknowledged me. Because everything was always about Mira and her perfect life and her perfect job and her perfect relationships. And I just wanted to take it away from you. I wanted you to feel as small as I've always felt. I felt like I'd been punched. So you made up a lie that destroyed my entire life. I didn't think it would go this far. She was hyperventilating. I just told one person. Just planted the seed. I thought maybe you'd have to defend yourself and people would see you weren't perfect. But then it spread. And then Devin confirmed it, and I don't know why he did that. I never asked him to. And then everyone believed it, and I couldn't take it back without admitting what I'd done. And I was too scared, too ashamed. So I just watched you suffer, and I hated myself every single day, but I couldn't. Why did Devin confirm it? I asked. My voice was cold. Why did he admit to something that wasn't true? I don't know. I swear I don't know. I never spoke to him about it. Never asked him to back up the story. He just did. And the text messages? How did you fake those? Emma looked confused. I didn't fake any text messages. I just spread the rumor verbally. Someone else must have made those. Maybe Devin. I don't know. I stood up, walked to the window, looked out at the street below. You destroyed me, I said quietly. You destroyed my relationship with our family, with our parents. You destroyed my reputation, my job, everything I had, because you were jealous. I know. She was still crying. I know, and I'm sorry, and I'll tell everyone the truth. I'll fix it. I promise. I turned to look at her. Do you really think they'll believe you now? After all this time. After Devin confirmed it. After the text messages. You think confessing will make this better? I have to try. I can't live with this anymore. It's killing me. Good, I said. I hope it does. She flinched like I'd hit her. Get out of my apartment. Don't come back. Mira, please get OUT. She left. I locked the door behind her and collapsed on the floor. All these weeks of pain, all these weeks of isolation and accusations and losing everyone I loved, because my own sister couldn't handle her jealousy. An hour later, my phone started ringing. My mother. I answered. Mira, Emma just told us everything. Mom was crying. She told us she made it up, that she started the rumor. Baby, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry we didn't believe you. I felt nothing. No relief. No vindication. Just emptiness. She says she didn't make the text messages, I said. Someone else did that. Devin confirmed the affair for reasons she doesn't understand. So there are still missing pieces. I know. Your father is going to talk to Devin tomorrow. We're going to get to the bottom of this. But Mira, please, I need you to know how sorry I am. I should have believed you. You're my daughter. I should have known you were telling the truth. Yes, I said. You should have. Can you forgive me? I don't know. That's fair. That's more than fair. But please, come home. Come back to the family. Let us make this right. I need time, Mom. I need to process this. Of course. Take all the time you need. Just know that we love you, that we're sorry, that we want you back. I hung up. Over the next 2 days, more pieces of the puzzle fell into place. My father confronted Devin and demanded to know why he'd confirmed a false rumor. Devin broke down, confessed that he'd been having an affair, but not with me, with Emma. That's when everything clicked into place. Devin and Emma had been sleeping together for 6 months. Behind Bethany's back, behind everyone's backs. When Emma started the rumor about me and Devin, He panicked. He thought she'd done it because she was jealous of his engagement to Bethany. He thought she was threatening to expose their actual affair by creating a false one. So he confirmed the false rumor about me to protect the real affair with Emma. He fabricated text messages using a spoofing app. He got his friends to lie. He destroyed his own engagement and my reputation to keep his actual secret hidden. He never counted on Emma's guilt bringing the truth out anyway. When my family learned about Devon and Emma's actual affair, everything exploded. Emma was disowned by half the family. Devon became a pariah. Bethany was devastated all over again, betrayed by her fiancé and her own cousin. My family begged me to forgive them, to come back. They organized a family meeting where everyone apologized. Some cried. Some said they should have known better. Some admitted they'd let their own biases and assumptions cloud their judgment. But I couldn't unhear the things they'd said to me, couldn't unsee the disgust in their eyes, couldn't forget how quickly they'd turned on me, how easily they'd believed I was capable of something so cruel. My mother said, "You're still part of this family, Mira. Nothing changes that." But everything had changed. I stood in front of them, these people who shared my blood, my history, my life, and I felt like I was looking at strangers. "I appreciate the apologies," I said, "but I need you all to understand something. When that rumor started, you had a choice. You could have believed me or believed the gossip. You chose the gossip. Every single one of you. You chose to believe the worst about me based on hearsay and fake evidence. You didn't fight for me. You didn't defend me. You didn't even give me the benefit of the doubt. You just accepted that I was capable of betraying someone I loved. And that tells me something important about how you see me, about how fragile your trust in me really was. We made a mistake," my father said. "People make mistakes. This wasn't a mistake. This was a choice. And you all made the same choice. To save Bethany's feelings, you sacrificed mine. To preserve family harmony, you cast me out. I was collateral damage in your need to believe the narrative that made the most sense to you." "So what are you saying?" Uncle Marcus asked. "You're never going to forgive us." "I'm saying I need space. Real space. I need to figure out who I am when I'm not trying to be who you all need me to be. When I'm not performing for Sunday dinners and family photos and group chats. I need to exist outside of this family's judgment and expectations and quick assumptions. Maybe someday I'll be ready to come back. But right now I can't." My mother reached for me. "Mira, please." I stepped back. "I love you. All of you. But I can't be around people who believed I was capable of something I would never do. Not yet. Maybe not ever." I walked out of that house for the second time in a month. But this time I left on my own terms. 3 months have passed since then. I moved to Portland, got a new job, started therapy, started rebuilding my life from scratch. Some family members still text me occasionally. My mother calls every Sunday and leaves voicemails I don't always listen to. Jake sends memes and articles he thinks I'd like, little gestures that say I'm still here without demanding anything in return. I haven't responded to most of them. I don't know if I will. Emma has tried to contact me 17 times. I've blocked her on everything. I don't know if I'll ever be able to forgive her. The betrayal is too deep, too fundamental. Bethany sent me a letter 2 weeks ago. She apologized for not believing me, for letting her pain blind her to the truth. She said she hoped I'd find happiness somewhere far from the family that failed me. She said she understood if I never wanted to speak to her again. I wrote her back. Just 2 sentences, "I forgive you. You were a victim too." I haven't heard from her since. I think she needed permission to move on. Now she has it. As for me, I'm learning what it means to be alone, to be free from the expectations and judgments and complex dynamics of a family that always felt like both a blessing and a burden. I'm learning who Mira is when she's not performing, when she's not trying to be perfect, when she's not worried about Sunday dinners and family approval. I'm learning that sometimes the people who are supposed to love you unconditionally will fail you, sometimes spectacularly, and you have to decide if you're going to forgive that failure or walk away from it. I haven't decided yet, but I'm okay with not knowing. I'm okay with the uncertainty. I'm okay with being the villain in their story if it means being the hero in mine. Because here's what I learned from all of this. Family is supposed to be the people who believe in you when the whole world turns against you. If your family becomes the whole world turning against you, then maybe you need a different family. Or maybe you need to be enough on your own. I'm trying to be enough on my own. Some days are harder than others. Some days I miss Sunday dinners and inside jokes and the feeling of belonging somewhere. Some days I almost call my mother back, almost forgive Emma, almost go home. But then I remember standing in that living room, looking at people who had already convicted me, people who loved me but didn't believe in me. And I remember that love without trust is just performance. I deserve more than performance. So I stay in Portland. I go to work. I see my therapist. I make new friends who don't know about the rumor or the betrayal or the family I left behind. I build a life that's small but mine. And sometimes, late at night, I wonder if Emma still hates herself, if Devon regrets his choice, if my parents lie awake thinking about their daughter who won't come home. I wonder if they understand what they took from me, not just my reputation or my peace or my place in the family. They took my trust, my fundamental belief that the people who raised me would stand by me. They took my faith in unconditional love. You can apologize for a lot of things, but you can't apologize your way back from that kind of betrayal. You can't rebuild trust that was shattered so completely. Maybe that makes me unforgiving. Maybe it makes me cold. Maybe it makes me someone my family doesn't recognize anymore. But it also makes me free. And right now, freedom feels better than forgiveness. Last week, I got a letter from my grandmother. She's 93 and her handwriting is shaky, but the message was clear. Come home when you're ready. No one will rush you. You were wronged, and you have every right to your anger. But when you're ready, there will be a place at the table for you. There will always be a place at the table. I cried when I read it. The first real tears I'd cried in months. Because part of me wants to believe her. Part of me wants to go back to that table and pretend everything is fine. Part of me wants to be who I was before the rumor, before the betrayal, before I learned that family love has conditions. But I'm not that person anymore. She doesn't exist. She died in a living room surrounded by people who looked at her with disgust and disbelief. The woman I am now is harder, colder, more careful. She doesn't trust easily. She doesn't forgive quickly. She keeps people at arm's length because she learned that even the closest bonds can snap under pressure. And I don't know if I like this new version of myself, but I don't know how to go back to the old one. So I stay in Portland. I live my small life. I keep my grandmother's letter in a drawer by my bed. And I tell myself that someday, maybe, I'll be ready to try again. But not today. Today I'm still healing, still processing, still learning to exist in a world where the people who were supposed to protect me became the people I needed protection from. Today I'm still angry, still hurt, still wondering how a single lie told by a jealous sister could unravel an entire life. Today I'm still me, whoever that is now. My phone buzzes. Another text from my mother, thinking of you, sweetheart. Hope you're doing well. We miss you. I stare at the message for a long time. My thumb hovers over the reply button. Then I set the phone down, turn off the screen, go back to my life. Maybe tomorrow I'll respond. Maybe next week. Maybe never. But right now I choose myself. I choose my peace. I choose the life I'm building without them. And if that makes me the villain in their story, so be it. At least I'm the hero in mine. The end doesn't feel like an ending. It feels like a middle. Like I'm suspended between who I was and who I am becoming. Between the family I lost and the life I haven't quite found yet. But maybe that's okay. Maybe you don't always get clear endings. Maybe sometimes you just get the strength to keep going, to keep building, to keep hoping that someday the pieces will fit back together in a way that makes sense. Or maybe they won't. Maybe I'll always carry this wound. Maybe my family will always be the people who broke my heart and couldn't quite put it back together. Maybe Emma will always be my sister and my betrayer. Maybe Devon will always be the coward who chose the easy lie over the hard truth. Maybe forgiveness isn't always possible. Maybe some betrayals are too fundamental, too deep, too complete. I used to think family was forever, that blood was thicker than water, that the people who raised you would always have your back. Now I know better. Now I know that family is a choice we make every day, and sometimes the healthiest choice is to walk away. So here I am, 27 years old, living in a new city, starting over, carrying wounds that haven't healed but learning to live with them anyway. I don't know what comes next. I don't know if I'll ever go back to Sacramento. I don't know if I'll ever sit at that Sunday dinner table again. But I know this, I survived. I'm still here, still standing, still breathing, still moving forward. And maybe that's enough. Maybe that's more than enough. Maybe that's everything. My name is Mira. I'm 27 years old. And I'm the woman who walked away from her family because they couldn't see the truth when it was standing right in front of them. This is my story, the real story, not the rumor, not the lie, not the version Emma created or Devon confirmed or my family believed. This is what actually happened. And I'm choosing to believe it matters. I'm choosing to believe I matter, even if I'm the only one who does. That has to be enough, because it's all I have left.